Gods and footsteps, is it real? The Ain-Dara Temple and the giant footsteps of the gods. The Ain-Dara Temple was discovered in 1955. It is believed to have been built during the early Iron Age. One of the interesting features of the Ain-Dara Temple is the footprints carved into the stone floor of the temple. One pair of footprints can be found on the floor of the portico, followed by a single footprint, and another single footprint at the threshold of the main hall. The distance between the two single footprints is about 30 feet. A stride of 30 feet would belong to a person, or god, about 65 feet tall. An interesting feature about the Ain-Dara Temple is its similarities with the biblical description of the Temple of Solomon in Jerusalem. It has been claimed that these two temples were similar in their floor plan, age, size, and decoration. But the interesting thing is that there are also temples in that region that are comparable to both the Ain-Dara Temple and Solomon's Temple. Examples include the Temple of Ebla and the Temple of Emar. Yes, the Jerusalem Temple had much in common with other Levantine temples of the 2nd and 1st millennia BCE. Also in America, on an island sacred to Inca people of South America in Lake Titicaca, the footsteps of the sun god Inti are displayed. The same can be said of the Greco-Roman world and all its gods, just to mention some examples. The degree to which the footprint appears in the ceremonial settings of human communities across time and space is outstanding. The footprints of gods and other extraordinary beings are celebrated and venerated all over the globe. Therefore, it may be suggested that these temples belong to a wider cultural tradition that dominated the region during that time. It may also be suggested that the temple in Jerusalem had nothing special when compared to all other temples of that epoch and the cultural tradition of the time. All the gods of that time and cultures had a bodily presence. It is this sense of material presence that lies at the heart of ancient ideas about deities, including the God of the Bible. All body parts, in particular including the feet, plays a very important role about the presence of the God known by the 4 consonants, YHWH. The Bible speaks of this God as walking, Deuteronomy 23:13-14. Each of you must have a spade as part of your equipment. Whenever you relieve yourself, dig a hole with the spade and cover the excrement, because the Lord your God walks in the midst of your camp. The imaginary Adam and Eve hear Yahweh's footsteps approaching as he walks in the Garden of Eden, according to Genesis 3:8. When the cool evening breezes were blowing, the man and his wife heard the Lord God walking about in the garden. Yahweh is described as having under his feet a floor made of sapphire, Exodus 24:10. There was under his feet as it were a pavement of sapphire stone, like the very heaven for clearness. David wanted to build a house, a temple, as footstool for the feet of his God, 1 Chronicles 28:2. I had it in my heart to build a house as a place of rest for the ark of the covenant of the Lord, for the footstool of our God. People had to worship at the footstool of his feet, Psalm 99:5 and Psalm 132:7. Exalt the Lord our God. Bow low before his feet, for he is holy. The size of God's feet has to be massive because it is written in Isaiah 66:1 that the earth is my footstool. It is clear that God's feet are crucial to his social existence and are indispensable to demonstrate God's power. That was the theological teaching, but the religious reality was much different. Humans' powers gradually came to accomplish the impossible. Yes, humans were able to loosen Yahweh's feet from their apparently immovable place in Zion. a god that was placed by the Hebrew artistic theologians and scribes as the only universal God, followers harshly found that their God was neither immovable nor permanent.